Happy Homebrew Wednesday, everybody. It's Finney here from Finney's Homebrew Emporium, and today I'm going to catch up with those souring jars, small ferments that I put together a few weeks back. So if you didn't watch the original video, what I did was I took just like a basic starter gravity wort and chucked a few different things in. So I had the dust from the mill, some sourdough culture, and some cool. And basically, what I was looking for was something that was going to sour the wort, but not necessarily drop the pH. Drop the gravity. So the first one that we're just starting to bottle up today, because what I'm going to do is bottle a couple of each, and then do some more sensory once they're carbonated, and aged a wee bit. So the first one, this is the sourdough culture. So that dropped the gravity from, I'm pretty sure it was around 1040, down to 1012. So the yeast that was with the sourdough culture is obviously one that will ferment properly. And this is it. I mean, it's dropped nice and clear. I do get a bit of a I don't want to say pooped out because it's not overpowering like I've had in some beers recently, but it's got a bit of that. I don't know if it's butyric or isovaleric. I'm sure Dan will correct me. Dan, let me know. But it's not a clean tartness, but you can definitely smell that there's lacto in there. There's also a bit in the taste. There's a little bit banana-y, a bit of a slick mouthfeel, which I guess finishing at 10-12, it's not quite attenuated as far, as others would do. So, as terms of fast souring, I'm pretty sure I did some tests a couple of days afterwards, and this was down to 3-4 pretty fast. If you bear with me, I'll get my pH right there. Set it off next to you here. So it's dropping down, it's already at 3.6. So in terms of souring capabilities, it's definitely got potential in that respect, but I think that yeast that came with it, like looking at the Krausens on the different jars, that one was way higher than the others, and I think it's just too aggressive as a fermenting yeast, so that one's out. So yeah, I'll bottle up the next one and then come back and do the same thing, and we'll go through them one by one. Right then, the next one off the rank is the occult. So this one should be just mainly lacto. There's no on the ingredients, it just says lacto and lists all the different ones. This one was actually still showing a little bit of airlock activity, very, very slow. Which could be an infection, when I did them. The gravity is still 1020, so it's still, I think it was only 1038-ish. I'd have to look back through the thing. But the pH-wise, it's down to 3. And it's got a nice, clean, I don't detect any off flavours from the lacto, which is good. And from a sourness point of view, it's definitely tart, but because of that high final gravity, it's still work in progress, I guess it's. And you're also, because I used liquid malt extract, you're fighting some of that caramelization that happens through the process. So I can imagine if that was with a clean base, then that would be quite good. So I might recap this one and let it just continue fermenting. And keep that one going, because that one, at the moment, out of the 3, it's showing promise. I'm pretty sure that just from the mill is going to have all sorts of random crap in it, so it won't be good for just using as a souring culture. But this one definitely seems to have a bit more about it than the others. So that one's looking good. Right, so up next is the dust from the mill. So as you can see, looks clear enough. It's still quite, cloudyish, but I mean, that would clear up over time. Aromatically, not sure what to make of it actually. There's a teeny tiny bit. I think it's isovaleric, the poopy diaper, that fuel. But it's not a massive amount at all. I think I'm quite susceptible to it. So, sorry for all those out there brewing house. Yikes. So this one did finish at the same gravity as the sourdough, so this finished at 10-12-2. But the sourness level is a lot higher, lower, acidity low, but feeling is high. The pH has dropped to 2.8, so that's the most aggressive of the souring of the three. So it's quite interesting. I mean, from an aromatic point of view, I think it could have promise. I mean, you don't know what's in there. True wild ferment, you could have all sorts of stuff, and you may not get that classic funky aroma. It's interesting trying different things. But it's definitely tart, definitely. So I've bottled up 2 of each, and when you open them in, I don't know, say a month's time, if they do show promise, we could always culture up the dregs and go from there. But it's just an interesting experiment to try on a quiet day at the office. Rightio, back to Paul. Right then, so unfortunately the raising the temperature on my Supercharger clone and trying to get rid of the dust didn't work. So today we're making the Moonshine. So as you can see, the pot still is at about 85, coming up to 90. I've just stripped off the heads, which is and heads is always not very good. But yeah, we're just cranking along. I'll just run it for however long. Take some different cuts. Try not to get the moth in it. And so the keg it came out of is there, just cleaning at the moment. And the beer that we made to go into it is here. Now, as you can probably see, it's murky as sin. Which I'm not sure why. I don't know whether it's just chill haze. And when I first made the beer, it was really cloudy. Sorry, I just put it down. Like when it was coming, I used Golden Promise instead of my normal Glad Fuel because I just got a sack I needed to use up. And whether it wasn't fully converted, or although I hit my gravity, so I'm not entirely sure what happened. But going into the fermenter from the kettle, it was definitely a lot cloudy. It looked a wee bit like that. But then during fermentation, it seemed to be clear. I added some clarity firm as well, just for good measure. And yeah, now come to cool it down after the dry hot, it's gone cloudy again. So it's potential that it's just chill haze, I suppose. So what I'll do, I'll leave it for I'll leave it for another day or so. It's at 4 degrees at the moment, and then when I keg it, I'll add gelatin, and we'll just see what happens with it. So yeah, there's not much we can do about it. We just play the hand we're dealt. Yeah, sorry about that. So where was I? Talking about distilling. That was it. So I did it, and I've got a little bit of about 500 ml sitting on oak. The rest I've just put aside, and when I next do a spirit run, I will add it to it, so I get a bit more spirit out of my reflux still. So yeah, that's about it for that, and everything this week. Next week's video should include some of the footage from brewing a commercial batch, so keep an eye out for that one, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Take care. Cheers.